my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Yeah, we build a nation together. I say come, yeah, we build a nation together. Yeah, we build a nation together. I say come, yeah, we build a nation together.
Come, I say, come. Come and let we build a beautiful nation together. I say, come. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, a great opportunity that you and I have to talk, to look at Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, and see how we can develop this place, transform this place, improve this place, because this place is our home. And just like you have your house, you're doing repairs, you're doing addition, you fixing, cutting, you changing, cutting, you changing windows, you fixing windows, you fixing the roof, you always trying to enhance it, improve it. Is the same thing for our country, for Grenada. This is our home. This is our place, and we must do everything in our power to improve it, to better it. So I want to encourage you, to encourage others, to see Grenada as our home, and we need to work diligently to make it better, not just for this generation, but for the next generation and the next generation. Because I think we have a responsibility, a duty to make this place better for our children and children. Right? Let me just adjust this here. All right, nice. We have a duty to do just that. I want to start off this morning by saying last night we did that program looking at some of the achievements of the NDC. Just some. And a number of people called in, and I recorded what you said, and I added to what I already had in train, and I produced a document or a list of some of the achievements, and it's on my Facebook page. I did circulate last night to the friends on my WhatsApp, right? But I made some amendments, I made some adjustments, I numbered it, you tweak it a bit. So what you can do, those who received the 2-page document, well, it's now 3, and we continue to add to it. All right? You can save it from Facebook, from my Facebook page. Just go on it and click it and save it as a photo, the 3 pages, and you can share it with your friends. But you know what's very obvious? When you post stuff that's good, stuff that's important, very important, you'll find very few people sharing it. So I don't know if folks downloaded it or saved it, but I think it is important that you share the document on your page. So far, from last night, only 5 people shared that document. Yes, I know a lot of people viewed it, but to share it is important. So you can save it on your phone and share it with your WhatsApp contacts. Just as I did last night, 400 and something people, I sent it to them last night. And I expect them to send it to their friends and colleagues. But I'm saying there's a revised version where it's numbered, it's easier to follow. And, just a little tweaking here, there, and everywhere. Small things. Added a 2 to it. You do some tweaking. We cannot put all the achievements on a list. And this is my initiative. That's not the party's initiative or the government's initiative. No, they may do something, right? But I decided to take that initiative and document some of the achievements of the NDC administration. And it's not the final list. I think it is your duty to add to it, because you may know of more, right, of the achievements. Some of them I did not detail. So I did not put the Vendom playing field upgrade or the Limes playing field upgrade and lighting of that field, or the Tantine or Royce and John playing field lighting, right? Or another playing field somewhere else, right? Laura, wherever. I did not detail it like that. Community centers. I didn't put the Belial Community Center renovation or the Beirut Community Center renovation or the current community center renovation or the other community centers throughout the country, right? Mount Granby Community Center upgrade and renovation. I did not put all of that because you would have a booklet before you. All right. So I put community centers upgraded and renovated and so on. There are some that I did not put in. For example, the low-income houses that were handed over, retrofitted and handed over to the housing authority, and then they distribute so many of them through a process. So there are some things that I did not put in there because it would be a booklet. So if you know of some that's missing, add them. Don't message me to tell me that it's missing. Take the initiative and add it to the list. Because I think that is what we need. We need initiators. We need leaders, people who would take the initiative. All you need to do, and Marilyn, you're asking how you can get a document. All you need to do is to go on my Facebook page. All right? Kem Jones or the Grenada Transformation Agenda, it's there. Once you go on the page, you just click and you can download it. It is easy, like 1, 2, 3. But you see, if people share it, then it's easy for people to access it. All I have on Facebook is a couple thousand people following me, right? So I am saying, if you believe, or if you, maybe I should rephrase that, if you are a solid NDC supporter, or if you believe in the transformation agenda and you love this government, it should be a top priority for you to share that list, the list of achievements, or at least some of the achievements, to share it on your page. Okay, you have a lot of people out there who are talking. We have a lot of talkers in this country. They talk, right? But when it comes to action, zero. I'm not a talker. I act. I decided to take some time last night and put this together, right? And I publish it. And this is my own doing. So I want you now to take it and add to it if you have to. Create another page of achievements, because I may have left out 50, 30. Maybe what we can see coming out of this is the different ministries doing a list of the achievements over the last 2 years. That would be great, having each ministry document the things that they have achieved, summarizing it, generalizing it, not telling you, every single thing, because after a while people would not follow it. So I'm saying it would be a good initiative for all the ministries to document and publish some of the major achievements in the last 2 years of that ministry. That would be wonderful. So I have started the process of listing the achievements, some of the major achievements of the NDC administration. Because I am not the person to sit and wait for somebody to do something, because many a times they don't do it. I am not the person to sit and talk, yap. Well, why that person not doing that? Why that person I do that? No, I'm not that kind of person. I will take initiative. Because I remember when NDC was nowhere, without resources and so on. And one day I decided to take my camera, my iPhone, put on a blazer and a shot and so on, do a script and highlight some of the burning concerns that the people at the time had, and some of the things that we were actually promoting and pushing. So I did this short pieces detailing certain things, looking at pension and gratuity, cannabis, legalization of cannabis, regularization of workers, a number of things that I did, and I uploaded them, right? I didn't wait for some money to come to me and for some professional PR company to come and capture that. I did it, and I tried my best, and the information went out there. So that's the kind of person I am. I remember when NDC was nowhere, I started the Youth for Change movement. After a conversation with a good friend, it dawned on me that I could have done exactly that. And I started the process. That's how I operate, right? So if you receive the document and you believe that we should add some more to it, add some more from your end. All right? Add some more. Just continue the list. It's in PDF, but you can do it in Word. You can do it in Word and convert it in PDF, right? So all you need to do is to add some more to it. But as it stands now, that's my initiative. I've started the process, and I want you to continue it. But I make all of this, I'm trying to make the point that this document is so important that I want to encourage you to share it. Because if you listen to the NNP, because I am on the ground, I listen to the NNP's programs. I listen to all talk show programs, and I follow their postings and so on Facebook and Instagram and wherever. And what they have been doing in the last 2 years is trying their best to have the Grenadian people think that the NDC did not do things within the last 2 years. So they're trying to get as many people as possible in the country to have that mindset that nothing was done in the last 2 years. But if you're armed with the information, you can easily debunk that. You can easily contest that. You can easily say, you are wrong. And you can do so with evidence. One, the NDC paid the pension and gratuity to public officers who retired. $75.1 million. Remember, there were public officers who retired 6 and 7 years and they were waiting for their pension and their gratuity. The NNP refused to pay the pension and the gratuity to them. And hear this. Yes, there was a court ruling that the pension and gratuity should be paid and must be paid. But hear this. The court did not outline the formula and how to go about doing so. Remember, the NNP came out and outlined a formula, and that formula caused more problems than solving the problem of pension payment and gratuity payment. Where they talked about this person would get in this year and this phase and that phase, and look at the amount of money that will be required to pay, and the economy will collapse more or less, and they start to. Right? So the government could have dragged on this, but the government decided, no, we will pay the pension. In fact, that was the first or second major thing that the NDC did, paying $75.1 million to pensioners. In fact, they've added a number of workers who were going to lose a lot of years of work, like the RC, the rural constables, and so on. It was $64.1 million or so dollars. It increased to $75.1 million because they added a number of workers who started working. They were not permanent. And when they became permanent, the amount of years they did were not enough to qualify them for pension and gratuity. This caring government added them to the list. That is why it increased to $75.1 million. The NDC administration reimbursed the $1.2 million of dock salaries to hardworking teachers, thereby reinstating student activities like sporting events, science fairs, debates, and so on. The NNP docked the salaries of workers, hardworking teachers who went on the streets demanding their pension and their gratuity, because it was a MOU signed with the NNP administration that they will pay, and they reneged on that. They failed to pay them, so they had to go on the streets to demand that they get their pension and their gratuity. What the NNP administration did thereafter, they docked their salaries. They took their money around Christmas time in 2018, 2019, somewhere thereabout, to hurt them. Continuing, and that's the list, The NDC settled payments for TAMCC workers, ending the protests, which started under the NNP administration. $20-something million paid to workers at TAMCC. 4, improved livelihoods by adjusting the minimum wage, resulting in higher salaries for ordinary workers. You speak to a security officer who used to work under the NNP time, they will tell you that they were paid $4 an hour. They are now receiving $9.25 an hour. You speak to some of the workers in Indian stores and Syrian stores, some of the cooks. Just speak to them, and they will tell you. Some of the laborers, some of the ordinary workers, they will tell you that they're getting more than $1,200. Speak to the Imani trainees and so on, and they will tell you, right? The 5, implemented a 13% salary increase for public workers along with fringe benefits, avoiding protests and demonstration and marching on the streets. It was seamless. It was smooth. They did not have to go and beat pan and blow bubuzelas and conch shell and so on. No. The government gave them 13% salary increase, public workers, with fringe benefits. 6, the NDC secured lands for a modern climate-smart teaching hospital at Kalivini in St. George. 7, the NDC constructed over 34 modern bathroom facilities for families through the WASH program. And some people told me there, it's not 34, it's more than 34 now. But I only go with the facts from what was published. The NDC launched with Flow the JUMP program, providing internet service, a device, and training to households without internet service. Right? That's big. Very, very big. The NDC 9, the NDC introduced bi-monthly salary payments for public workers. The NNP said it was not feasible. It couldn't be done. The NDC did it, and workers are happier. The NDC fixed, that's 10, fixed the AC unit or that AC problem that existed at the ministerial complex, and the ROG. You remember the ROG used to cause a lot of workers to get sick, and there was no AC there after a while because the NNP never maintained nothing in this country in terms of government buildings and so on. They just leave it like run down. So they fixed the AC unit and they removed the ROG and, fixed that problem at the ministerial complex Botanical Gardens. That's where the main ministries and departments and so on are located. The NDC increased nurses' salary by $500 monthly and doctors' salary by $1,000 monthly. The NDC offered 100% concession to individuals in the creative industry. 13, the NDC provided 100 scholarships to creatives at TAMCC. 14, the NDC established an Office for Creatives, for Office of Creative Affairs. 15, the NDC created the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, MIT. Very, very important. There are other countries who are coming to Grenada to learn about that ministry and how they can implement it in their own country. The NDC initiated the National Spice Replanting Program. The NDC introduced universal education, ensuring every child has access to a secondary school. 18, the NDC introduced Grenadian history at primary and secondary school level, or at the primary and secondary schools. 19, the NDC introduced foreign language at primary schools. That's important. That's very, very important, right? Because while at the secondary school, you had the foreign language, but they introduced it at the primary level. They introduced TVET, the technical and vocational training, in the primary schools and secondary schools. In some secondary schools, they just enhance it. 21, they introduced the free hot meal program in the primary and secondary schools. So that parent doesn't have to find that $1 for that child in the primary school or $3 every day for that child in the secondary school to get a hot meal. It's free. The NDC launched the free tuition policy for all students of TAMCC and NULO. So that parent or parents, they don't have to find that $810 for TAMCC or NULO. The NDC resolved a legal dispute with the Kiwana Bay developers. That's very important, because if they didn't do that, all now, so we would have still be fighting in the international court to resolve this matter. The NDC expanded the Camahon Park, the only green space on the Grandans Beach, by 5 acres. So you have 5 acres more land as green space on Grandans Beach. 25, the NDC continued work on the Molyneux Land Slippage Project. It is well advanced. In fact, it is so advanced that while they said it would be completed by year end, we believe it might be even before year end, so that the buses and the Western Corridor would be back to some level of normalcy. It will be shorter to get up to the north using the Western Corridor. 26, the NDC started the Fort Frederick project worth millions of dollars, and it's well advanced, almost completed. 27, the NDC refurbished, right, the old Cable and Wireless building on the Carenage, and that's where the new police headquarters will be. 28, the NDC upgraded the St. Paul's police station. They renovated and upgraded the St. Paul's police station. 29, they enhanced the Sotez police station. They really renovated and enhanced that police station. They revamped the Wester Hall Medical Station. They reconditioned the Wester Hall Medical Station. They enhanced and renovated the Good Hope Medical Station. Right? I think that on that document there's an error there, not medication services. All right, so it's on the document it says enhanced the Good Hope medication services, but it's they enhanced, they renovated the Good Hope Medical Station. They upgraded they renovated and upgraded the Victoria Medical Station. I remember Quince Britton, Senator the Honorable Quince Britton, and he's the Junior Minister of Culture. He was on top of that building when they were actually doing the upper stairs or the upper level of that building. They renovated the Hillsborough Medical Station. They modernized the Princess Royal Hospital in Carriacou. It's now climate smart. They initiated efforts for night landing at the Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. All right, so we're continuing. It's a long list, a very long list. They upgraded the Wynwood Fish Market and Jetty, that's 36. 37, they recruited and trained over 100 new police officers. 38, they employed 26 new nurses and 9 new doctors. 39, the continued enhancement at the Morris Bishop International Airport. You know that project there, they met, but they continue with it, right? And that's important because government is a continuum. They continue to regularize hundreds of public workers, thereby guaranteeing them job security. And you know they're doing it in 3 phases. They've already completed the first phase, so they're now doing the second phase. They have increased the stipend for the Imani trainees. They're now getting $1,200 instead of $700 or $800 or $900. They've raised the poor relief assistance, from $300 to $500 for individuals 65 and older and those with challenges, mental and physical challenges. They have successfully organized the Golden Jubilee or 50th Independence celebrations. They have boosted visitor arrivals. We have more visitors coming to Grenada because of the hard work of the GTA and the government of Grenada. They have recorded revenue of $1 billion plus from the CBI program, a first for Grenada and the region. The NDC, that's 46, sustained economic growth. Under this administration, we have seen sustained economic growth for the last 2 years. They have decreased the unemployment rate. So the unemployment rate continues to fall, significantly so. They have enhanced nighttime security with illuminated bus stop lights, putting out lights, illuminated the bus stops, putting lights in the bus stops. They have launched the CES program, providing $15.1 million to small and medium-sized businesses, post-COVID. They have installed a new track at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. They have initiated repairs at the National Cricket Stadium. Very soon we would have night cricket at that facility. They have upgraded and resurfaced playing fields nationwide. And I told you earlier, I did not mention the Vendome playing field. I didn't mention the Limes playing field. I didn't mention plenty playing fields where they have done that, where they lit those playing fields. I didn't mention that specifically there. 53, they've renovated community centers across the country. So I did not specify those community centers. There are a lot. So if I go to list them, they will take up 3 or 4 pages, right? If I go to list every single thing, right? They've improved netball and basketball courts nationwide. That is important. I did not list every one of them, but they have done so. They've reinstituted transparency and good governance, transparency, good governance, and accountability in government. They have done that. They have offered a 1-year tax amnesty to all taxpayers. They've introduced a gun amnesty to combat gun violence. 58, they've implemented the license upgrade program uh, for new jobs and business support. So we have seen new jobs as a result of that, and businesses were supported and continue to get support through that. They have enhanced the airlifts for easier travel for Grenadians home and abroad. We have more planes coming in and leaving Grenada. They've granted more scholarships to the youth, to young people over the last 2 years. They've extended the school age for more learning opportunities. And it's now moved to 1862. They've introduced the land tenure regularization program for occupiers of government lands, giving you title and deed to your land or to the land that you're on. A lot of people squatted the occupied government land, but they don't have the document. They've removed derelict vehicles from roadsides, and we know about that initiative. They have the NDC, that's 64, established maintenance teams for schools to maintain the schools. That's a big thing. They have collaborated with local furniture makers for school furniture instead of importing it from China and from other countries. They've collaborated with local furniture makers to make furniture for the different schools. 66, they've started construction of the Grenada Christian Academy in St. Andrew, Pearl St. Andrew. They've renovated primary schools and secondary schools. We know of those in St. David. We know of those in St. Andrew, St. Patrick, St. Mark, St. John, St. George. I did not specify every one of them. All right. They have secured funding for the UK SIF project. Well, they've saved that funding. You remember the UK SIF project? They've saved that funding where they're doing the water, they're taking water all the way down to the south, and they're improving or doing a new sewer system all the way down to the south. 69, they have resolved the Lacca Loam sewer issue, and sewage, raw sewage was going into the river. That could have caused cholera and other diseases. They have solved that problem, and the residents there are very happy. They have started the Calivini Main Road project. And that's a very important project. They've executed repairs and construction on various roads. So they've done a lot of repairs, a lot of construction of roads. They have resurfaced a lot of roads. They've built a lot of roads. They've built and refurbished a lot of homes and houses for citizens throughout the country. They've returned over 30 acres of land on Grandlands Beach, including the Radisson and Rivera properties, to government ownership. That's a big thing. It's a big thing. They've started the first underwater sculpture park in Carriacou, and it is creating a buzz. They've aided in the completion of the Six Senses Hotel project because, government must assist those, major companies, developers to make sure that the project is successful. They have supported and continue to support the Rivera Hotel Development Project. Project 500 will soon be piloted at Dunfermline, where 7 companies will be invited to build 7 model homes, and the Grenadian people and government will select 3 or 4 from that. Cost effective, and in terms of time, once they can do it within reasonable time, build one within reasonable time. They have issued a demand letter to Sheldon Scott for the reimbursement related to cell phone gates in the amount of $156,937.62 to be paid within 90 days. All right. And let me get that last two or three. Allocated $10,000 to each constituency as allowance to do small community initiatives or activities, projects, and so on. They've elected and appointed members of parliament from both the opposition and government have received salary increases. So that's just some. It's about 80 something. All right. Yeah. A lot. Right? So it's about 80 something there. But I want to encourage you. You have to arm yourself with information. There are people who love to call radio programs. Right? If you have the information in front of you, it will help you to be able to articulate well. And you can put the facts on the table. Because the NNP is out there saying that the NDC did nothing. But we have the facts. We have the information. And that's just some. That's just some people. We can add more to it. And that is why I am saying what I have done is start the process. What you can do is to add to it, continue it. You can share it with your contacts. So what I sent to my contacts last night, I would encourage them to share it. All right? I wouldn't be able to respond to 400 and something people. If I look on my WhatsApp now, I would have 400 plus messages. There are people who sent me messages for Father's Day, and I have not responded as yet. It's just too much. All right? So what I would do is to clean my list, my phone, of all the messages. I will not, and people understand, I can't respond to all your messages. I thank you for the messages. I sent stuff to you, reply and so on. Thank you very much. But I would not be able to do so. All right? And I think people understand I'm very, very preoccupied many a times. I receive hundreds of calls a week from people, left, right, and center. Messages left, right, and center. I just can't, respond to everybody. But I'm saying, if you can send that, so you download it from my Facebook page because it's updated, download that from the page and send it to your contacts. Circulate it. You have to arm yourself with information. All right? That's important. There's some people who you just pick up the phone and you talk, but you don't have the information before you. And then you look silly because the opposition forces, they will take you on. But if you have the information before you, you can easily navigate. You can easily be able to have a conversation and challenge them when they say that the NDC didn't do anything. All right? And I'm saying to the NDC, I'm saying to the ministries, government, if every ministry could do a list of the achievements of that ministry and publish it on GIS, every ministry. So task the PRO, task the PS in that ministry with the responsibility of submitting a list in very simple language of what they achieved in the last 2 years and publish it on GIS. This ministry, that's the list. All right? The other ministry, that's the list. And if the NDC also, as a political party, can document those things and create some soft copy booklet detailing the achievements of the NDC over the last 2 years, it will be great. So I have started the process. I'm an initiator. I'm a leader. I want you now to follow in my footsteps and do even better. Enhance it. Make it better. Because this is not a competition. What we want is for information to be out there. Information. And I'm talking about documenting stuff. I'm not just talking about videos only. It's good if you can do videos. But you see, if you have a document, because people can easily save the document, save it, and they can go back to it every now and then. So it will be a good thing for you to document it, right? In terms of listing them, and it will be a good thing for you to follow up with a short video here, there, and everywhere of that. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. Very, very good. You can do that. All right? Because you see, if you have a list, it can work well for the supporters of the NDC who would call programs, who would engage in a conversation in the shop, who would engage in a conversation in a bar or on the block or on the dinner table. You have the facts. You can put it out and you can list it. All right? But you can also do videos and audios detailing it. Great. Showing, right? That. Yes, so Kathy and George, the list is on Facebook. I uploaded the list on Facebook. It's on Facebook on Kem Jones, on Facebook, on the Grenada Transformation Agenda. Right? So Kathy is saying, Kem, you should share the achievement list. Yes, I shared it to all my contacts last night. All right? And I updated it and I shared it on Facebook. It's there. So all you need to do is to go on my Facebook page and share it. All right? Share it. People seldomly share what's important, what's very, very important. So you have the NNP out there saying, well, the NDC didn't do this and the NDC didn't do that, but the NDC did a lot. And I'm learning from 2008 to 2013. Because between 2008 and 2013, the NDC did a lot of things. But it was secret. It was not published. Right? But when NDC lost the election, or during the election time, they started publishing some stuff. When the NDC lost the election, now we saw it. All the list of those things. You hear me? So I am learning. I'm different. I'm learning in the process. I am a student of history. NDC did not do a good job in publishing the things that they did between 2008 to 2013. They lost the election, all 15 seats. 2018, they lost the election, all 15 seats. Well, they lost the election. All right? They were not in power, but they lost the election. And NNP won 15 seats again. I am saying it is important that we document stuff. Documenting stuff. That's very important. And some very simple ways. List them. If I am in a conversation, I can easily go on my phone and I can just click right on my phone. Easy. And just go straight into the document. These things are not hard. If you have it on Facebook, you go on Facebook and you just click. All right? As a document. You see? As a document right here. On your phone. And you can, on your phone, say the NDC did X, Y, and Z. All right? And you save that on your phone. You can share it with friends. And it's so easy to save. Save. I save that. Easy. Like 1, 2, 3. All right? And that is what you need to do. You have to arm yourself with facts. We should not just be quick to speak, but when we speak, we need to sound intelligent, we need to make sense, and we need to put those folks to rest. So I want to urge that we document stuff. Document it. So it's a good thing now for the NDC to document some of the major achievements and have that in circulation. Have it in circulation. Because we all are trying, but we need to see more from the NDC as a party in terms of PR. Because the NDC did a lot in the last 2 years. A lot. The different ministries, the different departments, You hear me? But what we need to do is to document it and circulate it. Let it be circulated throughout the country. There are people who gave me feedback. They said they didn't know that the NDC did all of that. They're grateful, they're thankful for the list. They can now share it. They can now, interact with their colleagues and friends in a easier way because they have the facts. So again, it is just an encouragement. See, we are not competing. We are on the same page. We are working together because we want to see the NDC in power for the next 15 to 20 years. Because what we have experienced in 23 years and a half under the NNP, we don't want to go back there. No, we want to transform Grenada. We want to move forward as a nation. And we are doing just that. We want to continue that process. So I want to encourage you to please share it. All right? So a number of things happening. A number of people message me to promote certain things for them, for the NDC, which is a really good thing. Very good thing. But I can tell you, you need to send that back to me so I can promote it. All right? Because I can say to you to go through 400 and something messages to get your stuff. It's not going to happen. All right? So send it back to me again. Send it back to me again so I can at least promote it. Okay? The New York chapter of the NDC, they're having a backyard bash on Saturday, June the 22nd. All right? Starting at 6 p.m. and they're going on until midnight. It will be between 517 East 85th Street between Foster Avenue and Farragut Road. All right? So again, and when you're doing ads and promo, try not to put too much of things on the page. All right? On that one flyer. Try not to put too much of things on it. It can confuse people. For more information, call 347 729 7752. 347 729 7752. All right. I also know that the NDC Carriacou, they have a cocktail event coming up too. Cocktail event coming up. Right. I know Niall sent that to me. Yeah, you got to send it. Right. So I know that. Right. So the NDC Carriacou and Petit branch, they're having a cocktail and dance for the second, celebrating 2 years anniversary. All right, since the election victory. And that would be at the Mermaid, right? At the Mermaid, tickets $70 single, couple $120. All right, live performance by a cultural trains, by the cultural train string band, DJ Kenny. So they will have DJ Kenny there, and that's on Saturday coming. Saturday coming from 7 p.m. So pick up your tickets. Call the constituency office and organize and pick up your tickets for that. All right. So the NDC Deacon Mitchell Support Group in New York, they have a bus ride to Atlantic City. They have a bus ride to Atlantic City. So quite a bit happening. All right. Quite a bit happening. All right. So folks, take good care. Have a wonderful day. We are out of time. Take good care. Have a wonderful day. And I'll be back with you tonight, starting